What's up guys, Legendary7 here today. Today I'm just here to clear up some common mistakes or some pretty common misconceptions I've been hearing about metaphorrefantazio. This game has only been out for about maybe 2 weeks or so, so understandably it makes sense that some of the information you might be hearing is probably wrong. And I'm also here to just answer a lot of questions I've been hearing and I've seen in my comment section a couple of times. So without further ado, let's jump straight into it. So we're going to go into the first statement I've been hearing actually a lot of times, and that's using the same class or lineage for a full team is not really good. It's not helpful. That is honestly wrong. Look, I encourage people to go for diverse teams. You want your thief with your royal mass dancer, with your warrior, with your gunner, go ahead, mix up your teams. In fact, I heavily encourage you to mix up teams to what you feel comfortable, and I've said that on a lot of previous vids I've made. But I will say that if you want the max damage in this game, you should go for a quad lineage or a triple lineage, and that's simply because of how stacking works in this game. I'll say it again, but in inheritance in this game, you can inherit different passives that encourage stacking, and if you have the same class, it multiplies per each person you have. So if you have like 4 people, then whatever that effect is multiplied by 4. Some skills again include like diligent or heat up or magic circle, stuff like that. When you have a full team, it multiplies that effect. So I don't understand why you wouldn't do that. Again, it's more just like if you're struggling or there's a boss you really can't get past, I really recommend running a quadruple team, like quadruple merchant. Whew, that's got me through a lot of stuff in this game. Another statement I've been hearing is that merchant is bad because you're burning through your money. Now again, I'd rather burn through money than burning through MP, personally, because money is way more easy to get back, and personally, MP is kind of hard to recover while you're in a dungeon. But I would say this if merchant didn't even burn money. In fact, you make more money using merchant than spending on your skills, and that's because whenever merchant uses a skill and kills an enemy, you gain back money. Yes, you gain money every single time you kill an enemy with gold attack skills. So essentially, you're never gonna be really broke. In fact, I went into the 3rd dungeon with hardly any cash, and I ran triple merchant, and man, I was stacked by the time I left that place. I had so much money. I was like 900k, and again, this is only the 3rd city. That's kind of crazy. I'm not even gonna hold you. That's kind of insane. But yeah, no, merchant, I'd say it's just one of the best archetypes in this game by far. It has almost no drawbacks besides its huge 2 weaknesses. This next one is a very popular one I've been hearing, and it's kind of a spoiler, so just be advised. But okay, if you're still here and whatnot, can the prince stack with royal lineage? The answer is no. The prince cannot actually stack with anything. The prince inheritance stackers don't work with anything. So for example, running heat up with all different royals, it's not going to work for any of them because the royals don't stack with each other and the prince doesn't stack with the royals. The royal classes stack within the same classes. For example, if I'm running royal warrior, just use warrior class. Running royal warrior and royal knight isn't going to make it stack or anything like that. Same thing with the prince. In fact, the prince is the only archetype in this game that can't stack lineage with anything. In fact, you're best off just building a solo build for the prince. Speaking of the prince, this next statement, or question rather, actually involves it. So I've been hearing a lot of people saying that Armageddon isn't actually usable, or how do you unlock it? Well, this is just an explanation right here, I guess. Armageddon can be unlocked by mastering all the royal archetypes of every character in this game. Once you unlock them, more will just basically talk to you and say, here's the Chronicle of the End, which allows you to use Armageddon's final sire. This can be used when you have all 4 royal archetype users on your party, and of course the MC has to be a prince. It's 3 basically. Then it's 3 royal archetype users and the prince, and then you'll be able to use Armageddon's final sire on the prince. Again, the damage is nice, I guess, but you can get honestly bigger numbers without even using it. But yeah, just in case you wanted to have it. And we're going to go to the final statement or question, rather. This one's also a question as well, I've been hearing. Could you rank the best inheritances in this game? And honestly, well, it really depends on what you're trying to build, but I can rank the best for damage. I'd say the best for damage physical-wise is going to be Arcane Unity, Heat Up, probably Revenge Seeker, and Adversity. Also, Sense of Kinship. These are all really good passives for physical. Now, for magic, it's essentially all the same thing, but you want to replace Heat Up for Magic Circle. That's all you basically want to do. But yeah, that's going to be it for today. I hope that cleared up any misconceptions or mistakes that might be looming around. And I hope that I answered some of the questions that you guys had asked. And yeah, with that, that's going to be it for today. Peace out, and I'll have some stuff up later again this week.